Buenas tardes, ¿cómo están? Hoy otra vez el café de la tarde con Sharon, aquí desde las oficinas de Tower Team en Orlando. Hoy tengo un invitado muy especial, pero esta vez vamos a hablar para todos aquellos que me han dicho que necesitan, hey Sharon, tú estás haciendo en español, pero acuérdate de la gente que que habla inglés en tu grupo. Pues hoy la presentación de hoy va a ser en inglés. Al mismo tiempo, vamos a hacer la presentación en inglés, como dije, y vamos a hablar de seguros. Recuerden, la semana pasada hablamos en el proceso de comprar la casa, hablamos de que se hacía una inspección. ¿Qué otro componente viene qué otro componente viene en nuestro proceso? Pues viene el seguro. Pues hoy vamos a hablar todo lo que tenga que ver con seguro. Como les dije, hoy la presentación va a ser en inglés. Vamos a traer a nuestro invitado de hoy, que se llama Lázaro Dennis, de Wellspring Insurance. Hey, Lázaro, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing well. Thank you so much. And if we get any questions in Spanish, I'll be able to answer them in Spanish today.
No
So,
problem. I will be able to show it up so you can see the
perfect.
questions also. Okay.
Awesome. I just want to start off by saying thank you so much for having me on today. I really do appreciate that. So what I'm going to do is kind of give you guys a little bit of a presentation. My presentation today is to gear and steer you over to what an insurance agent looks at when they're quoting your home. So what exactly is that makes the difference on that insurance price for you guys? And I'm going to see if I can share my screen. So give me one
Okay.
second over here.
Mhm.
And then I'll take it from there. So I'll share the window.
Okay, I'm coming up. Here we go.
I hope you guys can see that. Just let me know if a question arises and I'll stop because I can't see
Yes, I
the
will.
screen. Okay, so what affects a homeowner's insurance quote? I'm going to use a house for an example, but it's pretty much the same for any property such as a condo or manufactured home or a mobile home as well. But before we get into exactly what affects your homeowner's insurance rates, let's talk about what different types of insurance agents you have out there in the market. So there primarily is only two different types of insurance agents. You have an independent insurance agent like myself over at Wellspring Insurance. I can shop your rates with dozens of different insurance companies to help you find that lower rate. You have other agents, such as a captive insurance agent. So they only work for one insurance company. We've got some examples of them up on the board. And basically, what they can do is they can change the coverages on your policy to bring down your rate. That's basically it. They can make some changes on your policy to help bring down that rate, but they're ultimately only able to provide you with one rate from one insurance company. Here at Wellspring Insurance, we work with 32 different insurance companies, so we should be able to find you a competitive rate regardless of what the circumstances are for you. And when we do look at a home, we look at from the top down. So mostly the point of weakness of your home is going to be that roof, what your roof is, what materials are your roof made out of. You could have like a clay roof or a metal roof or even a flat roof or a tar and gravel roof. So we look at what materials are used to make your roof, what foundations are for your home, and if you have like a crawl space or a slab or anything. I like to usually use the example of the three little piggies. I think that everybody kind of understands that. So if you have a house in the corner next to the beach and you have the example of the three little piggies, the one made out of straw, sticks, or brick, which house do you think is going to withstand that hurricane or even that fire? It's going to be the brick house. So ultimately, when you look at it like that, in an insurance standpoint, a brick house would actually cost you less to insure than a frame house that costs you less to build. Think about it that way. So it's just one of the different things. Now, there are some things that a homeowner can never change on their home, but it does affect the price of their house. It's the shape of their roof. And there's tons of different shapes on the screen. So you can see there's a butterfly roof, a gable roof, and they've got all these fancy names. But I'm not sure if you guys know the roof shape that costs the least to insure your home is the hip roof, the one that's on the bottom right-hand corner that's got slants on all sides. And the roof shape that actually costs the most to insure your home is a flat roof. So for
Okay.
everybody out there that's got a flat roof, yeah, you're paying a little bit more on insurance than everybody else. Unless it's a concrete flat roof, then that's a whole different story. Now, on the insurance standpoint, we look at two inspections. The wind mitigation inspection, which is the inspection for credits, that's going to lower or increase your premiums. And we look at a 4-point inspection, which we'll talk about shortly on the next slide. But on the wind mitigation inspection, really what we're looking at is the roof to wall connection, the age of the roof, the attachments, and the opening protection. Opening protection is huge. That's your hurricane shutter discount. That could save you thousands of dollars on your homeowner's insurance. And it's the same as an impact window or whatever the case may be. Now on a 4-point inspection, I'm coming up to almost the end of my slide here, but on a 4-point inspection, what we've got is we've got 4 things. It's the HVAC system, the electric, the plumbing, and the roofing. And basically, we're looking at this inspection for qualification purposes only. And this is usually only done for homes that are older than 30 years. So you've got newer homes, maybe you don't need to get a 4-point inspection. That's why it's always good to talk to your insurance agent and find out exactly what inspections it is that you need for that insurance quote that the agent has given you. So when you call us here at Wellspring Insurance, we'll tell you exactly what inspections you need to do, if any, for the year of your house. So the next slide, if you have any questions, that's my address, location. We are a local insurance agency up in Oakland Park, Florida, but we insure the entire state. You've got my number, my website, and that's our info, which is our generic email. It does go to, all of our staff. So before that, I just want to go ahead and stop screen sharing, and I'll be able to answer some questions for you guys.
Okay.
So here you go.
Okay. So
Thank you.
I'm so happy to have you here today.
Thank you, Sharon.
You have been, how long you have been in the industry?
Yeah, so
Tell
I've
me
been
a little bit
actually,
more about you.
yeah, absolutely. So I've been in all aspects of the industry. I started off as an intern for Allstate. So I was working at that agent level, and that was 15 years ago. And I've actually stayed in insurance ever since then. So the first insurance products I've ever learned how to quote was auto insurance. I loved it. Oh my God, I loved auto. That was so much fun. I was like, everybody has a car. So I was like, oh, let me see if I could save you money on your car. So I did that. And then I ended up trying other things. I did commercial insurance, but I found my passion, which is my love, and that's property insurance. So I've now this agency has been around for about 10 years, and we specialize in property insurance in the state of Florida. But I'm actually licensed in all 50 states, so I can write insurance in any part of the United States. But we specialize in the state of Florida. That's basically where we're the most competitive.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So for the people that just came into the show today, we're doing
Mhm.
an English presentation and we're talking about insurance. Lázaro is the insurance agent for Wellspring Insurance. Um, we want to give you guys what they need or what is going on when you're having your insurance, when the bank tells you, oh, you need an insurance, you need to pick an insurance. So this is what we're talking today. Today is our insurance side of the program. Lázaro, you said in your presentation that the flat roofs are the most
Yes.
expensive.
Yes.
What is that? Why is that?
Yeah. So the way the insurance company looks at it is if the roof is a hip roof, it's slanted on all sides, it has historically tested best against a hurricane. So the winds blow up and they go off. On a flat roof, historically, what happens is rain will sit on the roof and it will hold onto it and thus making damages by, crashing in on it. You would think a flat roof would have no resistance to the rain or wind speeds or anything along those lines. But what happens is over time, a flat roof has the vulnerability of having just puddles of water sitting up there. And when water has nowhere else to go, it creates a way to go somewhere. And that's usually inside your house. So historically, a flat roof, unless it's concrete, like on a big condo building, they tend to be the most expensive and they tend to last the least. A flat roof, you usually have to get it replaced every 5, maybe 8 years, as
Versus,
opposed, yeah,
mhm,
maybe a metal roof you can have on there for like 50 years. You could probably, the whole life of your loan.
yeah,
Yeah. So it's just something to think about when you're buying a house, if you're looking at it on the eyes of an insurance agent.
okay.
Yeah.
Then, well, mostly here in Florida, they're the hip roof. So,
Yeah.
that's the most common one, unless
Yeah.
you have an older structure, and then that older structure will be flat. But basically, that's the most common here.
Yeah.
And at least my experience here in Orlando. I know that in Miami, the experience is completely different, but
Yeah.
on that side.
So I did want to let you guys
Uh-huh,
know that the market right now is
uh-huh,
actually changing. So
okay.
you may find your homeowner's insurance rates renewing at double or more. I typically say if it renews at more than 10% of
Mhm,
what you paid last year, you got to check that. You got to check it out and check it in the market because you may be overpaying. But because of some shifts in the insurance industry, because of reinsuring costs, the COVID, we don't know. But some insurance companies have pulled out,
mhm.
and with that insurance companies pulling out and you only have the rest of them on there, you may be experiencing some rate increases upon your renewal, and it's best to give your insurance agent a call, or give us a call. We'll be more than glad to go ahead and review that, double check it, and see if you got the best price out there for you.
Another thing that I know that our listeners don't know is when you do upgrades in your home, those upgrades needs to go and call the insurance because it can give you a better quote, or it can help you on the quote of the insurance. How those little tricks can help you
I
when.
am so glad you brought that up. Yes,
Mhm,
absolutely. Sometimes I've reviewed policies in homes where they don't tell me that they have a new roof, and now they can save thousands of dollars on their homeowners insurance. And I gave an example the last time in Spanish where I was explaining that what holds down the roof, the connection is typically like one or two nails or even a strap. Well, if you've updated your roof and that goes from toenails to a metallic strap holding down the roof of your structure of your home, well, your home is safer against hurricanes and now it costs less. Because the biggest portion that we're paying down here in South Florida and even up in Orlando, actually, your guys' rates are starting to come up. There's been some hurricanes up there recently. So the biggest portion that we pay in insurance is actually the hurricane portion of the insurance. There's not that many fires anymore, thanks to the technology of circuit breakers and other preventative measurements out there. But the hurricane portion of your insurance policy can drastically go down if you've updated your roof, you've added some nailings, or whatever the case may be. And it doesn't just stop there. If you got an alarm system, you never tell your insurance agent, that could be a couple $100 that you could have saved on your homeowner's insurance in the last couple of times.
huh.
Yeah, there's tons of little things. Right now, they've implemented sprinkler systems in some of the condos. They're doing that in homes
Mhm.
now. You start seeing some newer homes with sprinkler systems. If you
Oh,
don't let your agent know that you've got a sprinkler system, that's a discount you might have been losing out on. So it's always good to sit down, have that conversation. What it takes 5, 10 minutes out of your day, and we'll be able to save you a couple $100 to maybe even $1,000, annually or more, depending on your homeowner's insurance.
oh, that's great, and I bet
Yeah.
you that not many people knew about that. I knew that examples like shutters, there's stuff that you can call the insurance agency right away
Yes.
and modify it. But like you said, if you don't know what's going on,
Yeah.
how you can quote them, how you can do,
Yeah.
how you can help them out if you don't know.
And it goes further than that. Let's say you had an electrical panel box that disqualified you from other insurance companies and you switched it out after you moved in,
Okay.
or you changed the voltage. Well, now you qualify for other insurance companies that you didn't in the past, and
Okay.
you could potentially save money just by switching to another insurance company that may offer you even better coverages. So sometimes I see people and I review their policies and I'm like, you're not covered if a plumbing breaks in your house. Like that's the number one claim in the state of Florida. You think it's hurricanes? No, it's plumbing. We have tons of water issues. Our plumbing systems are old. They're cast iron behind the walls, in most of the homes. So they leak, they break, whatever the case may be. So sometimes they don't have those coverages
Hmm.
and they may have done the updates on the homes, put PVC plumbing back there, and now they qualify for other insurance companies at a significant rate. Sometimes it's half, if more. So yeah, definitely talk to your agent, especially whatever change you do, just have that conversation with your agent. Maybe they'll discover something else that could help you save some money. It's a double check, as they like to say out there, a discount double check.
Correct.
Yeah,
That's awesome because I most likely, you know what, when you purchase the house, you have the insurance, you have everything else, you're like, okay, what's next? Let's keep going, and people keep going on their lives, and they forget about it. They
they
forget
set it and forget it.
that they did that they have, um, that they did it, that they have to report it to you, and then this is when it comes up to when they get this letter on the mail saying your company switched you for another company, and then they're like, "Ooh, what's going on? What happened? Why I have a new insurance company?"
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you even mentioned that. And because, yeah, people tend to do the set it and forget it, it's out of mind. Lots of homeowners insurance policies are actually paid out of their escrow. So they pay monthly and they go out with their lives. And I don't know how many people I can tell you that I talk to on a daily basis that have no idea who their homeowners insurance policy is with. I'm like, well, what if you have a claim? Who are you going to call? I guess 911, but I mean, after that. Uh,
Yeah, after that, what happens?
yeah, after that, what happens, so yeah, keep in mind who you have your insurance company with is definitely key. And I would always say just review it. Review, most of your financial products as much as you possibly can. We do all types of financial reviews for you as far as like 401ks, life insurance, and mortgage protection. But review your insurance policy. Don't let it be too late where they throw you out to another insurance and now you're scrambling because you've got to get inspections. Maybe you're out on vacation, maybe you're not home or you're seeing loved ones or it's just an inconvenient time. You want to stay ahead of it, as opposed to kind of being retroactive with the case. And for example, recently a lot of insurance companies have stopped writing in the state of Florida for those that got quotes prior to the insurance companies closing out. We could still honor those quotes. The insurance companies can still honor them because they were ahead of it. So now the new ones that are kind of renewing, there's not that many options. There's less options for them, so it's a little bit stressful time. But I foresee a better future soon.
You touch a good topic over there about what what is what is the content of a policy, what is insured. And I think there's people out there that they think that when they bought the insurance or they got the insurance company, that everything is included. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. There's standard coverages in the
Hmm.
industry, but then there's so many more to that. There's add-ons and then there's endorsements and there's all of that. So I've had situations where you have two houses right next to each other. They're identical homes. And one is at a double rate because they're insured with XYZ company. And the other one is at half the rate because they're insured with another insurance company. So yeah, not only that, it goes further into details. There's coverages for your personal property, for your sofa, for your home, for all of that. There's coverages for liability. I'm not sure if you guys know this, but if somebody were to get hurt in the property of your home, you're legally liable for their safety to a certain point. So, there's liability coverage as well. Some companies may extend that liability and go ahead and cover you. Other ones might not have any liability whatsoever. And the cost of defending yourself in court nowadays is quite costly. So
Yeah,
yeah, there's different aspects to your insurance product. They're not all too alike. That's why there's more than one company out there. So I would always say kind of like take it out, review it. So we are licensed and we can legally talk to you and give you advice of what your coverages are and what we think you may be better covered with.
uh-huh.
So have that conversation with somebody, your licensed insurance agent. I would always say be very careful of having a conversation with somebody who may not be licensed. I hear so many people tell me, well, my neighbor told me. Yeah, your neighbor may see their picture or they're part of it all, but they may not understand the full what really happens in it. Unless your neighbor is licensed, then go ahead, listen to your neighbor if that's where you want to go.
Correct.
But yeah, definitely speak to a licensed insurance agent. So get your source, get your data from the right source, I would always say. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Um, let's see. I have another question that I think that people overview on insurance.
Hmm.
And you talk that topic. Let me talk a little bit more about that. There's people that when they invite all their friends to the house and all that, and somebody slid by the pool, and then they get this notice of a lawyer, and they're like, what happened? This and that, and that's when they realize that they didn't have an insurance for the pool. That they have the structure, but they didn't have, for liability, and that's when everything comes up and you're like, okay, what I do next? So I'm glad that
Yeah,
that
I'm glad you mentioned that. And actually, it goes further than that. A lot of people don't know that some of your coverages and your homeowner's insurance is not just limited to where your home is. So, for example, if you have something called personal property coverage, which most people do on their insurance policies,
uh-huh,
that covers you worldwide. So, if you have a laptop that you usually keep in your house, and let's say you lose that, going overseas or whatever, theft is covered. Like somebody steals your laptop and you're on vacation, that's something that you can possibly file a claim for on your homeowner's insurance policy. And the liability also extends worldwide. So I have a good example of this. I actually had a couple. They were newlywed and they just bought a dog.
uh-huh,
It was a baby dog, a little puppy. So sometimes you get biting from the little puppies,
mm-hmm,
and it was a crazy turn of events. This is like almost unheard of, but they were out on their boat and the puppy bit somebody while they were outside on the boat. And because they didn't have the ability to clean the wound really quickly, well,
mm-hmm.
that hand ended up getting infected
Uh-oh.
from the person that the dog bit. So they ended up suing the homeowners because, that's their dog that bit them.
Mm-hmm.
And the liability of the homeowners insurance was actually the one that responded to pay for that lawsuit, because they were, to a certain point liable for the biting of the dog. And there's a coverage in your homeowner's insurance called animal liability. And if you have that, it would pay for these types of events that happen, from time to time. You're legally responsible to keep your dog on the leash when you walk it, but sometimes it can bite somebody, and unless that person is committing a crime, you're responsible for your dog. So if your dog bites somebody when they come in to rob you, there's a very fine gray area there where you might not be responsible for that pet. But if you're just out and about in your boat and your dog bites somebody, yeah, you're responsible for your
Yeah,
dog. So you got to be
yeah.
careful.
I'm glad that you brought that point because I can see that, there's a lot of stuff that I don't know about the insurance. That's why I thought that it was only, the part that everybody thinks yeah, and the
It's
insurance, you're
only in my
covered,
house.
everything, and everything is covered and all that, but nobody read the little fine prints. You need more,
Yeah.
you need a little bit more.
And
um
if we can go on over to the subject of, what's very popular out here, which is like COVID-19 and Corona, a
mhm,
lot of businesses have had to shut down because, they're state mandated or required. So on commercial insurance policies, you typically have a coverage called business interruption insurance. And there's different wordings on there. If you didn't have the wording of pandemic coverage, you're not covered under this time, because the business interruption insurance only would cover you if your physical building was damaged. Like, let's say it was because of a plumbing or a fire, or some vandalism, or just the people were not able to stay at the physical area. um, if your property was not damaged, then the regular wordings would not cover you for the business interruption insurance. You would have to have that pandemic rider on there. So a good insurance agent is the one that would have advised you. And to be honest, back then, that pandemic rider was about $15 a difference a year. So, now you want to
Now,
get that pandemic rider, it's not
uh-huh,
even available.
it's not even.
It's
And I
not
bet
even
you many,
available.
I bet you many people doesn't know that they have that pandemic
Rider.
insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that rider. Um,
Some owners don't even know that they have that ability. So in our agency, what we did is we did a shout out to all of our business clients, and we told them, the ones that had that coverage, like, hey, you have the ability to file a claim if you need to, give us a call and we'll walk you through how to do that. Those little things put you aside from the rest of the other agencies that are, just out there to give you that quote to make that transaction and then kind of forget about who you are. um, yeah. So there's that human touch that you want to have with your agent. It makes
wow.
a difference.
Yeah, it does. Because, like I said, I didn't, you know, me myself, I didn't know that. That's the same as many policies that were written during the COVID-19, that they
Yeah.
were that they were moved out with the COVID-19, and people didn't know what if this is something that it goes in a catastrophic plan. If this is part of it, well, this is new for
Yeah.
many people, and I think that's one of the biggest things. Being new, be something new that we never experienced before. Many insurance doesn't know. Many people doesn't know even that they have a liability, or they don't have a liability for people that go to their pool to use their pool.
Yeah.
So you can imagine if they know about this.
Yeah, I mean, up in, was it Orlando or Tampa, where they found like the baby in the back of somebody's pool because
Hmm.
the poor baby drowned, and those homeowners didn't have a fence around their pool. So ultimately, I'm not sure how that planned out, but in the eyes of an insurance, yeah, you're pretty much liable if somebody gets hurt, or God forbid, dies in your property. And not having a fence could be seen as, your lack of protecting that property, so your lack of the liability. There's many things in the insurance policies that you want to kind of review and talk about. A great example would be, like, not a lot of people know, but war is not covered. So if we go into war, and let's
Okay.
say some tanks come in here, and they're not from, they're United States tanks or whatever, and your house is caught on the crossfire, or your business is caught on the crossfire, well, war is typically excluded, terrorist acts. And that all came out of after 9/11. After 9/11, the insurance companies were like tightening up, like, ooh, we don't want to pay out that much again. So, you know, they're in the business to make money.
Hmm.
So you have to make sure that what you're paying for goes a long way, and it's exactly what it is that you need. So yeah, war might not be covered on your homeowners. God forbid we get into one, knock on wood. But
Correct.
you never know with these times in this world. Yeah,
Oh
2020
my
is hard. We're all surviving it.
Oh my gosh, that's very, all the things that you find out. Okay,
Yeah.
I have a little question. You know
Okay.
that they did the forbiddance for many homeowners.
Yeah.
Um,
On your mortgage.
Correct, on the mortgage. And many homeowners pay the insurance through the mortgage.
Yes.
Okay, my question is, if something happened to that house, is that house still covered?
So yes.
Because this is COVID-19 situation, so that's why I'm touching that one.
Yeah, and that's a great question to ask. So the way I would answer this is, your escrow and your mortgage payments are actually already paid off in full at the renewal time of the policy. It's the
Okay.
mortgage companies that turn around and collect that money from you every month. So as far as the insurance being canceled because you didn't pay those 2 months, might not
Hmm.
be the case for like a lot of people out there because the insurance is already paid in full. When we get the renewal bill that we send off to the mortgage company, we don't get paid. The insurance companies don't get paid monthly as you go making your mortgage payments. We get that in full, and they collect from you monthly. So what's going to happen most likely is those months that you haven't paid goes at the end of your loan. But for the escrow at the end of the year, when they have the escrow analysis,
Uh-huh.
hopefully you're not short. But if you're short, the most likely will bill you for those 2 months of being short on the escrow or the taxes at the end of the month. But no, you most likely have not been canceled. It is not for non-payment. That was already paid for
Paid for.
upon the renewal. Yeah, so that's
Okay.
okay.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
Yeah,
like I said, that's great to know. Because
yeah,
if they don't know what it covers, that might be something that they assume, and it really, they don't know
yeah.
what's going on.
Especially if it's escrowed. During hurricane season, that's another kind of a touchy subject and touchy time.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So insurance companies,
Because we are right
we're in
now
there. Yeah.
in hurricane season. So now is the next side of of our topic, hurricane season and insurance. Yay! And we're
I'm
not
telling you,
even
2020, we're
recovered.
not even done.
Yes,
We've
we're
just
not
started.
even. Yeah, we're not even recovered from COVID-19 100%. We just only start to getting move
Older
on this
people.
situation, and then we have hurricane season here. So
Yeah.
what to expect now in hurricane season with the insurance?
Yeah. It's a common misnomer out there that people think that the rates go up during hurricane season. What actually happens is that you have less availability of the companies that we can write with. So the ones that stay during hurricane seasons tend to be the ones that cost most because they're okay to stay during hurricane seasons. They're still going to
Hmm.
make their money off of you. So I would say, if you're looking to shop around your homeowners and your homeowners kind of renews during hurricane season, shop it around a little bit before that. Talk to your agent before that because, like for example, previously for those people that I was able to quote with Universal before they shut down, they're honoring those quotes. They're not honoring new business right now.
Hmm.
However, if a payment were to not be collected during hurricane season and the cone's there, if your policy is renewing, you're actually okay. So the insurance companies give you a grace period while the hurricane is coming for you to be able to make that renewal payment, and even for the mortgage companies to make that renewal payment. Because I'm not sure if you guys know this, but the mortgages pay the insurance company via snail mail. They still mail out a check. We don't get a wire transfer at the end of the year. It's still a check that comes in the mail.
Oh,
So
that's
yeah,
very interesting.
it's
I
pretty old school.
Uh-huh. I thought
Yeah.
that it was that they will wire you guys immediately. Everything comes up, not a check.
Well, it's a check. So typically what they do is like let's say they have 7,000 clients or whatever. They'll give us
Hmm.
one check with a list of all their 7,000 clients, and
Okay.
we'll have to put it accordingly. But it's still a physical check that comes
Oh,
in the mail. So your check could literally be lost in the mail. So mortgage companies have a little bit of a leeway. They get a little bit of more time to make that payment.
oh, wow. That's you don't know how much I learned right now with all
Mind
this.
blown, right?
This is a blow mind because you think that insurance, this is like when you're
It's
talking about
2020.
inspections, you think that is this little topic and that's it. But no, it is a whole more complex of things that
Yeah,
we don't know. And because it's so complicated, of course, my clients come to me and they say, "Hey, Sharon, insurance, what do you recommend?" I take you to the expert because that's not my expertise. I
yeah,
just only can recommend people, and then you guys do the magic. Because obviously, this is something that is not gonna. Unfortunately,
absolutely.
I can't do it. So I have to guide you to go to Lazaro, and that way get a
Yeah,
better
get a
quote.
quote or whatever, review your policy. Yeah, we do the same thing. Sometimes clients will tell me like, "Oh, I don't know how much my house is worth or this and that." And I'm like, "You know what? You got to talk to your real estate agent because They're the ones that could tell you how much the house is worth. I could tell you how much it costs to rebuild it, but I have no idea how much it's worth, your area, if it's, sales are going up in that area, if you can rent it out, how much to rent it out. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
We got to go to the real estate agents. You guys are the ones that have the data that can give them the right answers and guide them. I always say talk to a licensed professional. That's always the way to go. Talk to your licensed real estate agent, like Sharon over in the Orlando team, or down in the Miami team, Tower team. Definitely, give them a call for your real estate needs.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And the others, in the same topic, I want to thank you, my team in Miami, Vivian Pena, that couldn't be with us today, but she's amazing. And then our broker, that is Edwin Reyes, that always support us with all this crazy stuff. It's crazy because we have to take out the time to be here and doing these shows for you guys to get orientated. Today I did a challenge. I've been doing all of these ones in English, but as many of you know, I'm bilingual, like we all are in Tower Team. So I wanted to give you a different view, a different perspective for my English followers, because I have a few. And they were telling me, hey Sharon, it was a great show, but I dominate more the English side than the Spanish side. So I'm like, okay, well, don't worry, I will do one so you guys can get everything, all the information. So thank you, Vivian, Millie, my office manager, Millie Martinez, that always support all the work that I do here in Orlando, and we both support each other. So that's the reason that we're here, because
Yeah.
if without their support, we cannot make this happen.
It's always a team, and the best team members behind you. You guys just help and build up each other. So everybody over at the Tower Team Realty, every time I meet somebody, it's always such an upbeat energy and pleasant experience. So yeah, it's definitely the same in our side. We just kind of help each other. We have actually people that specialize in auto quotes, that do that all day. And then I specialize in the homes, and I do that all day. So everybody has their little specialty, and we just complement each other. So yeah, definitely.
For the people that have all these quotes, that they quote everything, that they want to
Yeah.
have everything on one insurance, they can with you guys.
Yeah,
You guys
absolutely. You can
provide
keep it
that
all in
extra.
one agency. Yeah, we can
Hmm.
keep it all in one agency. We do everything: commercial, life, umbrella, the whole 9 yards. And so we even have a client portal and a client profile where they can go online, they can see all their policies and all of their things. They can see the renewals. They can pay online if they want to. But we try to encourage as much one-on-one as possible, because that's how we're going to find out what's new in your house and how we can help out.
Oh, that's great. And what about if somebody's listening right now and they want to know if you offer them a better quote than anybody else?
Yeah,
Can you
I
provide?
encourage you. I encourage you to give us a try, and I also encourage you to, shop us around if you need to. I say, give the phone call, to our office, 954-990-7453, or you can even go to our website at wellspring-insurance.com. And even there, you can type in your information, and when you go to our website, you do get a quote. It is an instant quote, but it's not with all the companies. Typically, we'll reach back out to you and make that quote a little bit more firm, and throw it out with all the other companies we have.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
That's great, and I hope that everybody has learned a lot today, because today is a weird day. It has been a weird day for everybody to be in here, but uh, at the same time, I'm so thankful that you get from your time, and I'm gonna make you a proposition here. I would like to have another show with you. That
Okay.
might be more Spanglish than anything, but we can do it
I'll
in
practice
English.
my Spanish. We'll make it all
Uh,
Spanish next
we
time.
can do it both, because
Okay.
the my inspector is bilingual as well. so we
Perfect.
can make it any way we want it. I would like you to have that so he can get a little bit into at that point. You can tell me more about the home inspection, the home. What are you looking
Inspections.
in the
Yeah.
inspections? Yes, and he can explain us a little bit more about it since
Oh,
he's
that's
an
perfect.
expert on that. So I'm gonna get in contact with him and get that going so we can meet again and
Okay.
have that information all in. Um, I don't know if you have anything else to add up to our conversation, because I think that we have most likely covered everything.
I think we covered it all. Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you, Sharon, for having me on today. I appreciate that. We'll definitely stay in touch for the next round. And if anybody, has any questions, insurance related, even if I can't help you, at least I'll steer you in the right direction. So yeah, feel free to give us a call. It doesn't hurt. All our quotes are free. It's really crazy because somebody asked me the other day how much does it cost to get a quote from you guys, and I'm like, what? Free? If I can help you, I can. If I can't, then that's okay too. So yeah, give us a call. And we are bilingual. Si hablamos español. So 954-990-7453. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you.
Lázaro. It was a pleasure to have you here today.
Same. Thank you.
Okay. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye bye.
Bueno, ¿cómo están, amigos? Espero que le haya encantado el programa de hoy. Fue en inglés, pero no hay ningún problema con eso. Pronto haremos otro con Lázaro en español también, para que ustedes pues disfruten del programa, porque vamos a hacer uno incluyendo a nuestro inspector. De esa manera pueden entender completo el proceso y por qué es tan importante tener seguro y hacer una muy buena inspección. Eso es todo por mí en el día de hoy. Muchas gracias por estar aquí con nosotros. Será hasta la próxima, aquí en el Café de la Tarde con Sharon. Y pues les agradezco mucho. Thank you for all for being here today. Today it was insurance overview on all the aspects of what it covers an insurance policy when you bought or purchase your property. I'm so happy to have Lázaro Dennis with me and this time, and I will bring him again so that way you guys can generate all the questions that you have about it. And I'll see you guys next week. Remember, el cafecito de la tarde con Sharon aquí en Tower Team Realty Orlando. Buenas tardes.